What's up, everyone? This is another Etheria restart video, and we are going to be looking at the new release of Hoyan. She is a character that will come out in a day, I believe. And we're starting to look at her skill set, see what she might be good at, what if she's kind of worth pulling. And then we're also going to briefly talk about the other hero that is being released, Holden. For some reason, there's not a lot of information about Holden that's out yet as far as his abilities and skills, but we can kind of talk about him and how you're going to be summoning for these two heroes soon. So I'm going to go ahead and just play this video, and then as the video goes on, I'll pause, comments on a few things, but let's go ahead and take a look. All right, first thing, I'm already pausing, but I just want to say, like, her art style is super cool. I love, like, the flames that are above her hair and, like, the mask that comes down. Super cool, and I just love the aesthetic. So she is a hollow hero, as you can see, so I think that's good. I think hollows seem a little weak, except for one or two that are like pretty prevalent, but I think having someone like her kind of fits the system and what's needed right now. So I'm excited for her. Definitely gonna be pulling for her, but we'll get into that at the end. So let's continue.
Prune, rape, execute. Orders are Hoyan's guiding principles. Having abandoned her sense of self and discarded all emotion, her only trusted companion is the cold steel of her blade.
Good stuff.
Skill 1.
Okay, so let's look at her first skill. You can see it has some heal block and some single target damage. Hoyan strikes swiftly, dealing 2 hits of 130% damage to a single enemy with 25 chance to inflict anti-heal. Increases damage to 120, increases the chance of inflicting anti-heal to 25%, then increases damage, blah, 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 and increases anti-heal duration in 2 turns. So it looks like there's nothing that's going to be 100% chance as far as anti-heal, but you do hit twice, so that does kind of double your chances of it being applied. So I think 50% of the time, if you have her skills maxed out, you can expect her to apply it if she has some good accuracy. We'll see if that's really her bread and butter, though. I'm not really convinced that's like her big thing. So let's continue to her passive.
Performs 2 hits on a single enemy, each with a chance to apply 2 turns of anti-heal.
All right, next is her passive. This is really like the cool part of her kit, honestly. I think her passive is super cool. So let's go ahead and just read the part that we can read. They don't show the whole thing, but pain is a perception of existence when Hoyan is about to be defeated. Immediately restores 60% max HP, and immediately use execution right on the target that attacked her. That is her ultimate, so she will immediately use her ultimate on the hero. And then, as we'll see in a second, if she kills that enemy, she will revive a hero on her team, and then the enemy that is killed cannot be revived. That's kind of like a block, an anti-revive that's automatically put on that hero, which is kind of a cool ability. But let's finish the level differences here. You can see at level 2, the amount of HP restored when about to be defeated is increased to 60%. Fleeting Glance attack boost effect increased to 40%. Yes, he also gets Fleeting Glance, which is each stack increases attack by 40%, and it cannot be dispelled, and this can stack. Reduces skill cooldown by 1 turn after recovery effects trigger, and increases the max limit of Fleeting Glance to 3 stacks. So there you go.
2. Passive. When Hoyan receives fatal damage, she first restores a portion of her HP, then immediately counters with her ultimate. If this ultimate defeats an enemy, fallen allies are revived based on the defeated target's lost HP. Defeated enemies cannot be revived. Each trigger adds 1 stack of Fleeting Glance, up to 3. Fleeting Glance increases attack and cannot be dispelled. Ultimate.
Okay, so that is her passive. I think it's really cool. There's a lot of kind of mechanics in it, but overall, just a really cool idea. I like that they're kind of giving some uniqueness to these heroes, and they're not just like all kind of bland and boring. Really cool design. So let's go ahead and look at her ultimate. Execution right. This is an order not to be defied. Hoyan consumes 50% current HP to deal 480% damage to a single enemy, ignoring 6.5% defense for every 10% max HP lost. Level 2, you can see the multiplier goes up. The defensive breach effect increased to 6.5. Damage multiplier goes up to that 480. And then the cooldown is reduced by 1. So, as you can see, her kind of like bread and butter. Her kit is losing HP, dying, and then using her ultimate. She sacrifices her HP to kind of get those really big single target damages. She's just a hero that's going to be cranking out some big numbers. My guess would be critical damage. Attack is what you're going to be wanting. Make sure you have that crit rate as high as it can go, up to 100%. And then having some good HP as well. So my guess's priority would be HP and crit rate, crit damage. But we'll see. I'm sure there'll be some interesting builds that people are going to try with her when she comes out. I think just looking at her kit, considering where she might be good at, Doki Doki, just having that high damage hero that can just kind of pop heroes before they kind of mutate would be really nice. With the Terra, whatever his name is, the hollow boss, Terra Dahata, whatever his name is, he would be a good one too, I think, just because there's not a bunch of enemies, so she's just gonna be cranking out single target damage. She's definitely a boss that you want to have that high single target damage. Also think just PvE in general she'll be good at. There's a lot of kind of single or dual target bosses with not modules, but with the shell hunting, where it's just nice to have someone who's really doing those big numbers. I could see her being good there. Anyone else? I'm trying to think of anyone else that would be good. PvE, we'll see, or PvP, we'll see. I think the revive is always going to be helpful and nice, and just going to be a pain to go against. So I think having that revive will make her very useful in a lot of areas. Aurora, obviously, I think just having the affinity difference is going to make her not as good, which is okay. You don't need to be good in literally everything, but I could see her being pretty strong and high priority in a lot of areas. But regardless, I am going to pull her. I think she's really cool. But before I get into my final thoughts, I'm going to go ahead and just play the rest of
current
this.
HP to attack a single target, dealing massive damage while bypassing a portion of the target's defense. Hoyan features a unique counter mechanism. When fatally struck, she recovers HP and launches her
Okay, the wings with the flames with the mask thing are just so cool.
ultimate as a counterattack, dealing high damage while partially ignoring defense. Enemies she defeats cannot be revived. By leveraging her counterattacker role, she effectively counters revival-dependent teams in PvP. The Executioner knows no mercy.
All right, so that is the video for Hoyan. I think I'm for sure going to be saving and pulling for her. I believe it's going to be purple summons. It's not going to be yellow, so that's nice. I would definitely recommend saving up. If you are someone who wants her, remember it's an 80 guaranteed limit, so you need to pull 80 to get her guaranteed. But there's also going to be Holden, who we don't know a lot about, so I think they're both going to be targeted summons, so you kind of have to choose or get 160 pulls to get both guaranteed. Obviously, if you hit earlier, you don't have to do both. So I think it's definitely worth saving for now, even though you only have like a day to save. But still, it's better than not saving at all. And just seeing who would be better and then aiming for that. Or if you just think one looks cooler than the other, that's also totally fine. I mean, it's a gotcha game. Pull who you want to. But I'm definitely going to be saving for her and pulling. I literally just had like 40 pulls yesterday, and I was like, I'll just pull them. I'm sure I'll have enough for the next one. And I pulled them all. I got nothing, and now I feel some FOMO with feeling like I should have saved, but I'm pretty confident I can get enough within the period to get her anyway. And my RNG hasn't been great in this account, so I'm hoping that I get some good RNG with her. But that is the Hoyan video. If there's a Holden one, I will definitely make a video on that, but I think we'll just have to wait till he's released to see. He looks pretty cool too, just from his like design. Both of them have like the mask look with the wings and stuff, so pretty cool designs. I'm excited for both of them. But thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. And as always, if you like this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Have a good one. Peace.